Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Business Talks. I am your host, Chawanne Burns. In today's episode, we're going to talk about Thornton Township. We are going to discuss the meeting. It was kind of controversial. The trustees, we had two trustees, Carmen Carlisle and Chris Gonzalez. They decided not to vote on the general bills. Okay, they decided to vote no. They voted, but they voted no. So since Jerry Jones was missing, none of the bills were approved, or so they will not get paid. And this is just like the general payroll and other things that they do in Thornton Township. So we're going to further discuss that. So you guys stay tuned.
Something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Hey, this is what you call a bad. What? This is what you call a bad. Looks a little something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Hey, this is what you call a bad. What? This is what you call a bad.
That's right. You guys put in the chat. Let me know where you're viewing from. Please put it in the chat. Let me know where you're viewing from. Just a second. Yeah.
Do we have Ralph Museum tomorrow?
I'm not for sure. I think we got it on Friday. Do your summer bridge, please. Okay, let's see who we have in the building. God is love. Good morning to you. Yuck Fo Tube. Good morning, Angela Watkins. I can't wait. Good morning, everyone. Prima Donna Bridges. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was playing in the background. Avion, good morning. Top of the morning to you. Lexi, it's good to see you. EH, good morning. And Angela Watkins, Calumet City. Chris Hall, good morning. Dave Singerman, Cocoa Beach. We got Jonathan Doe from San Diego. Chris Hall is from New York. It's always good to see you, and thank you for tuning in once again. We're going to get into it. Like I said, it was very controversial. I think, last week we discussed Keith Freeman. Keith D. Freeman was fired. Keith D. Freeman was fired. More likely is not because somebody put it, she does have a right to fire him. And I'm talking about Tiffany Henyard. Someone put in my comments, she does have the right to fire him because of the bankruptcy fraud case. You're absolutely right. But we know it wasn't a bankruptcy fraud case. They got him fired because he was facing that allegation or that charge a few months prior to him getting fired. He was fired because of that last deposition. And I believe Keith Freeman is working with the FBI now. He's singing on Tiffany Henyard. He's not trying to go to jail. He evaded. When I pulled up his record, he's not built for jail, you guys. Keith Freeman is not built for jail. He's built to stay out of jail. And remember, at the beginning of January of this year, when I pulled up Keith Freeman's record, Keith Freeman evaded authorities. He evaded authorities for 11 years. So you think this Negro want to go to jail? No, he does not. He does not want to go to jail. So he's working with the FBI. This is allegedly. But what else can we say? He has ties to Dalton Village. He has ties with Thornton Township. He knows all the information. So, of course, he's working with the FBI because he's trying to stay out of jail. He's not built for jail. So Tiffany, that probably enraged Tiffany. And, she probably had other people in her ear, i.e. The new Keith Price, and that other Michael Smith, her ex-boyfriend. She got those people in their ear. And unfortunately for her, Keith Price was probably the smartest one out of the tool shed. Now she got these two big dummies. What is it? Advising her? She got two big dummies advising her. Y'all could give me slack all you want, but you can't tell me Michael Smith and Keith Price was the top of their class. This is why I'm saying this. let me just share with you.
Commercial auto coverage is expensive unless you have.
Hello? Let me just share with you part of Keith Price. What do you call it? Testimony. So you could tell he's not thinking for himself. He's letting everyone think for him. And he took the position of Keith Freeman's position, the administrator position, but you could tell he doesn't know what's up from down. I'm going to go back to they back and forth, but I just want to share this part with you because I think it's hilarious. This is Keith Price. He's over the administration. He's the administrator of Thornton Township now.
Because once you start saying people aren't giving you things, you're stating that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do as well. And I take that personally. This is 2 weeks ago, as Robert stated, he emailed the trustee everything she wanted. She had a problem downloading. Robert said, hey, do you care if we print it off? I said 60 ILCS states that if she wants to review bills and invoices, she is to set up a meeting with the clerk. I said, print it off. He said, I'll print it off, I'll give it to the clerk. Trustee came in. I just got this file from the deputy clerk. If you didn't see Mr. Moore, walk over there and grab it. This is the file that was printed out for her. Over 400, all the invoices, everything she asked for, everything. This is not small.
So Keith Freeman, no, retract that. Chase, do me a favor. There's a, go in that closet and get a rim of paper. You know, those papers that we use in a printer?
Like those yellows?
Yeah, it's a blue packet of paper. It should be in either on the shelf, they're blue and white, and bring it to me.
Okay.
So Keith Price is saying, hey, she actually did ask for this information. We either sent it to her via email or we printed it out because last time we sent her the information, and he's talking about Carmen Carlisle information. She had a problem downloading it on her computer. So then we printed out this stack of paper, and this is a lot of paper. This is what he's telling everybody. And he has the evidence in his hand. This is what we have. Over 400 pages of stuff.
Trustee Carlisle has been sending a plethora of emails. Ever since I've known Trustee Carlisle, she has communicated with me via
that's it.
Text message. From when she was setting up box giveaways to currently when I asked her, hey trustee, and I sent all the trustees the same message. Is there anything you want to discuss, got a problem with the upcoming meetings so we can discuss it and not look like a fool for the public?
Okay, this is what I'm saying. This is why I know people lie all the time. And not to say Carmen Carlisle is, she has the badge of honor of being truthful. We know her shady or checkered past because Tiffany Henyard was directing her to do stuff and vote a certain way. And then after she got scared from the FBI, she was like, okay, let me straighten up and actually think for myself and do my job. Okay. So not to say she never lied or didn't lie, but it seemed like she turned over a new leaf. She's taking her job more serious because of the FBI. Let's get that clear. Now, if the FBI wasn't involved, Carmen Carlisle probably be doing the same thing. But now the FBI is involved. She's like, hell no, I'm not trying to go to jail either. So I'm going to do my job. Let's just go back to what he said. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this, just nitpicking with Keith Price. But I just want you guys to see who you're dealing with.
Print it off. He said, I'll print it off, I'll give it to the clerk. Trustee came in. I just got this file from the deputy clerk. If you didn't see Mr. Moore, walk over there and grab it. This is the file that was printed out for her. Over 400, all the invoices, everything she asked for, everything. This is not.
He said over 400, he stopped himself, but 400 pages. It's a lot of work. This is 500 pages. This is what 500 pages look like. This is why I asked my son to go get a rim of paper. This is 500 pages. Let's take out 100. Maybe this might be 100 pages. This is 100 pages. This might be 400 pages. Does this stack of paper look like the same stack Keith Price has? This is why I say they're always saying, oh, you guys are doing this just for show. So what are you doing it for? What? No, really explain to me. Why is he doing this? Why is he fabricating stuff and trying to make her look like she's the liar? But in actuality, you're the liar. You can't even lie about the amount of papers that you printed, because what you did was, because he didn't print it out, because usually if a person is printing out something and you're in the office, you're like, dang, I printed out 900 pages. That's what you be thinking. Wouldn't you be thinking that? Like, dang, that's a lot of pages I'm printing out. So you will actually know what I believe. I think Keith Price gathered up all the papers that he had in his office and said, no, and came to the meeting and said, no, this is the evidence. He put it in a manila folder. This is the evidence. This is what she said, and she gave it back. Come on now. They don't think you're intelligent enough to evaluate that. I print out paper all the time, so I looked at the paper and I'm like, that ain't 400 pages. Come on now.
Small. Trustee Carlisle has been sending a plethora of emails. Ever since I've known Trustee Carlisle, she has communicated with me via text message, from when she was setting up box giveaways to currently when I asked her, hey, trustee, and I sent all the trustees the same message. Is there anything you want to discuss, got a problem with the upcoming meeting, so we can discuss it and not look like a fool for the public? I get an email saying I'm harassing her because I asked her that, but I'm trying to be transparent and give her what she wants. These are all the bills that she picked up, walked away from the clerk's office, came back and gave them back to the clerk. No one is hiding a damn thing. And I told Tiffany, I'm not staying here if we hide anything. So I don't know why this is occurring. I have my personal reasons why I believe it's happening. But these are all the invoices that she requested, that was given to the clerk, that she chose to give back to the clerk. And it's important information in here, and I'm gonna give it back to Robert.
And how many meetings did she cancel with y'all, with the staff?
She canceled approximately 15 meetings. We set up meetings with the staff on several occasions by her request.
For transparency.
For transparency. And she chose to cancel those meetings.
Okay, excuse me, can I be recognized? Hold on.
Let me just say this. We know that's a lie too. I don't know if they had meeting schedules. I'm pretty sure they had meeting schedules, but you only been in office for a week. How the hell you schedule 15 meetings and you got other stuff to do? You see how they overfabricate stuff? Like, okay, we printed out this document and she returned it back. But later on, you're going to find out why she returned the documents in what she did not receive. So I'm just going to go back to this part where they're actually voting on the bills. Okay, this is the beginning of them voting on the bills. And that reason why I wanted to play that part first is because Keith Price, I think Tiffany Henyard, she basically has put, what do I want to say? She's basically put her own nail in her own coffin. Because Keith Price's temperament is bad. He is a yes ma'am or yes man, and he does not think for himself, and he does not have the aptitude to navigate the space of administrator. He does not have the aptitude. He does not have. So I believe she's going to end up, like I said, getting more lawsuits because of Keith Price.
Trustee Gray Everett?
Yes.
Trustee Carlisle?
No.
Trustee Gonzalez?
No.
Trustee Jones? Supervisor Henyard?
Yes.
Tie vote?
Right?
That's a tie vote.
Okay, anybody, when y'all don't pay bills, trustees? Y'all don't pay nobody? Y'all wanna give a reason why we not paying bills tonight?
Well, for me, I like to say, so I think at some point in time, there needs to be inclusion, equity, and compromise from the administration. I know we did send over some ordinances that didn't get placed on the agenda, and those ordinances were put in place, and we're even creating ordinances at this point.
We have bills, trustee.
Right, but you asked me a question.
About bills.
Right, and I'm giving my response.
Right, to the agenda.
That's what I'm doing. You want my response or not?
I do, but I wanna talk about ordinance, talk about
Okay,
bills.
so again, it was to put, organization and structure and responsible spending in place. And since those ordinances were not placed on the agenda, I don't feel comfortable supporting the spending. So once the ordinances are put in place and supported, I'll feel more comfortable if there's structure, organization, and a limit set and is forced, not forced, but just enforced that there's responsible spending with the township funds. So that's why I'm not supporting the bills.
Okay, where is it not responsible spending? You need to point it out, because you're saying that and have no evidence of that, you're just saying things. So tell the public where you see that there's no responsible spending. Because this is all department heads, for the record, that people that don't know how this works, every bill that come on here comes from a department head. She knows that. So if they have a question, they ask the question, they answer the questions. So their job as trustees is to legislate. They come up here and they say yes or no. But when you say no, give the reason for why you do not want to pay a bill that a department head for their department already. So
Can we have the invoices and credit card statements?
you have all that. Hold on. Let me finish with her, then I'm gonna come to you. So can you please tell them where you see something that's wrong?
I just gave my statement.
No.
I asked for certain things that I did not receive, and again, I made my statement, and that's where I stand.
Okay, no, I'm calling my new one. But that's your statement? You got stuff you didn't receive? That's your statement you said you
So Tiffany, she's preparing to strike. She's saying, "Oh, this is your statement. You sticking with it?" It's because she said Carlisle has not received some of the information that she requested. Now, going back to the ordinance that she mentioned, there was an ordinance that they wanted to put in place. Now, remember the last meeting. They said they was going to put an ordinance in place. They're going to write an ordinance in place for bills to get approved, so they could keep track of the spending, so they won't have unnecessarily frivolous spending. That's what they said. And Gonzalez, Jerry Jones, Carmen Carlisle, they all agreed. The other lady, I believe she wasn't even there, but they all agree, yeah, we should write an ordinance so we won't have back and forth, because they were arguing 3 hours about grass cutting. Remember that? So they said they was going to put this ordinance together, and apparently this ordinance was not put in the agenda. And because Tiffany doesn't want to be held accountable. She wants to do whatever the hell she want to do. That's why they're giving her pushback. I totally agree with her, or them, Carmen and Gonzalez. You do have to push back on people that gives you a hard time. Now, let me just share this tab with you. I think this is it. Is this the ordinance? Yeah, this is the ordinance. Okay, it says there were several ordinances. It says the ordinance to establish travel guidelines for Thornton Township. An ordinance established travel guidelines for Cook County, Illinois, adopted by the Board of Trustees, and they forwarded to Tiffany Henyard and Loretta C. Wells, which is the clerk. An ordinance to regulate the use of township merchandise for personal promotion by elected and appointed official for Thornton Township, Cook County. So they wrote several ordinance. Okay, this was a press release by High Society. It says Thornton Township Board majority takes steps to implement spending caps and checks and balances. They talked about it. This wasn't like, oh, I'm going to spring this on you the last minute. No, we want this a part of your agenda. And it says the majority of the Thornton Township Board of Trustees are being blocked from taking significant steps to introduce ordinances that would cap spending and minimize non-approved spending by Supervisor Henyard. The proposed measures aimed at approving the financial integrity and accountability of the township were purposely excluded from the Tuesday, July the 16th board meeting agenda by members of Henyard's administration. Why would you exclude it? I believe in transparency. This is what Tiffany spouts. I believe in transparency. I'm trying to let y'all know. You trying to be transparent. You know, I come with receipts. Well, Tiffany, this is a guideline for you to produce the receipts when the Board of Trustees are there to do their job. They want you to hold you accountable for your spending, your frivolous spending, and you're stopping them. And despite the setback, the township remains committed to moving forward with these initiatives. We are dedicated to protecting the township's interests and ensuring that we act the best interest to our residents. So that was the ordinance that they failed to put in the agenda last night. So, but Tiffany saying, oh, is that what you're going to go with? So she brought up Robert Hunt, and Robert Hunt, he doesn't lie. I believe Robert Hunt, he was being truthful. He was basically saying, yeah, she asked for these documents. She had problems downloading the documents. So we decided to print some of the stuff out. And then some of the other documents she didn't have a chance to receive because I didn't have a chance to print it out. That's basically what he said, and not so many words. But Tiffany, I guess she's trying to break this narrative that Carmen Carlisle is going off script, which she is. She's going off your script, Tiffany.
I became supervisor. Before that, you sat on the other side, which is administration. And you know exactly the process, you know exactly how it works, and they're doing exactly the same thing that you did when you was in administration. Now you are a trustee, so you should be 100 with the people on why you're doing all this chaotic stuff. I'm gonna have department heads speak to your lies that you're telling the public and the media while they're out here saying that we are not being transparent. One thing we pride ourselves on here at Thornton Township is transparency. We have bent over backwards for you. We have sent emails out to you, text messages out to you. We've given you documentation. We printed it, we emailed it. What more do you want us to do? Real soon, you are becoming, what's the word I want to use? You harassing the staff. The staff don't feel comfortable with you constantly calling them, asking them for things. Your job is to contact Keith Price and get your information like we would do with anybody of government. Keith Price has been really, really open to anything you've asked for, and so has Robert Hunt. Robert Hunt has given you every document you've asked for. So we got to get up here and grandstand for the public. I don't appreciate you guys want to put us in the bad light. I don't appreciate everything we have done with, whether it's with spending, with transparency, with commitment to the township, has been on the up and so for you to sit here and say that, you're dead wrong. Robert Hunt, go to that stand and you tell me what Carmen asked you for and what's been going on, so the public will know.
So if you sent emails, then you have those emails? If you have those emails,
Robert,
the public needs to know.
Robert, go
the public needs to know that as well. Do you have those emails? I didn't think so.
No, don't worry about it. Don't address him in a minute. We're going to address him. But stop. You just chill out. We doing something right now. Robert Hunt, tell me what trustees, Carmen right here, have been sending you emails, how many meetings she has counseled with staff that we have put in place, and she don't show up. Tell them the game that she is playing with Thornton Township. Her job is to come here and do her job, which is to make sure that they do the will of the people. You guys work for the people. When y'all do the work, they should pay you. They should pay politics like they're doing.
You're not doing the will of the people because you don't want to present the receipts. How can you say the trustee is not doing the will of the people, and you're telling people there she's playing politics, and you're doing the same thing she's doing? Doesn't make any sense.
Please tell them, explain.
Definitely want to.
This is how AG1 works.
Sorry, you guys, these commercials are killing me.
I guess we want to make sure that there's better communication. Party set how we want to move going forward. I have email bills sometimes, but there are big files, and sometimes they are hard to download. So then we started printing bills, and then now it's like go back to email. But just we can figure out what consistent process and how we want to do it. I keep going forward doing it. This is all kind of new, but we are trying to pulling all the bills over 500 pages. So we are getting all information together. We have sent emails, and those are big files, so they're. I know you said that you couldn't download because it was kind of big, it was messing up.
Excuse me, and Robert does do a good job at sending invoices via email, and I asked for invoices that were printed, and I don't want to receive any information printed. I want all communications to be transparent, and I want it to be a documented form of communication where I can go back and look at it if I need it. So Robert and the finance department does do a good job at sending over invoices that I asked for, so I'll make that clear.
So y'all see the mess. Did she just tell y'all she didn't get invoices?
I didn't get the invoices.
She get the invoice. Hold on. She get the invoices, and now you want to tell her how to give it to you. If he printed it, you have it. If you
Tiffany, stop over talking her. She said I didn't get the invoices for today's meeting. Stop over talking her. She said Robert Hunt is very responsive. He does respond to her emails. So what are you saying? She didn't get the invoices for today. You're trying to overtalk her to stop her from saying what she said. I didn't get the invoices.
You get an email, you have it. So long as we giving you the documentation, your job is to go through it and make sure you're okay with it and ask questions before we get here. So we're not doing this for the public. That is the whole problem. And I don't know if you see that. Robert's being outsourced with it. Robert needs to tell you the truth. Robert, did she not ask you for it and you emailed it and then you printed it, correct?
Did you email it, Robert?
These bills the bills last week we emailed.
These bills for this?
With this meeting, we just printed, because when we emailed last week, when we emailed 2 weeks ago, there was difficulty for you to download.
That she said it was difficult for her to
download. So we was like, okay. So we did print 500 pages, provide it to the clerk department, and just say it's available for you to pick up.
And then what did she do?
She did pick them up, and then she returned and said she would like to email to her.
Correct. So hold on. Let's be crystal clear. You cannot do what you're doing, trustee, as long as they are being transparent.
No. Yeah, I agree with Carmen Carlisle. Everything is email trace. Don't give me no paperwork. What I want with a 500 page file, print it out. No, I want if I want to print out certain bills, I'll print it out. But no, because if it's in the invoice or a PDF file, let me search this particular invoice and it will pop up. The computer does the work, but I don't want to be fumbling through the pages to see where the invoices is at. That doesn't make any sense. And another thing that doesn't make any sense. You're under investigation. Carmen Carlisle has been smart about it. She wants the paper trail. Nope. You're not going to blame this on me because I created a paper trail. This is what you said. This is what I said. On this date, you emailed me such and such. On this date, I emailed you on such and such date. I think that's very smart. But no, Tiffany is getting mad about Carmen doing her job. She's trying to bring township up. Hey, we have computers, so why wouldn't you email me? Why are you printing it out? And if it's something wrong where she can't download on her computer, then that's IT problem. Y'all spending all this money on other stuff. Y'all need to have bigger drives so you could actually send emails back and forth. Or minimize the file so you can send the email. That's like 2020 to year 2000 stuff. You could shrink a file down so you could send it and it won't take up much of your drive.
They're giving you the documentation. You have it in your possession. That's on you. You brought it back and want somebody to do another step. That ain't what we do. Our job is to give you what you asked for, and then your job is to talk about it. All right, Robert, you can sit down. Go ahead,
It's
KP.
very clear how I want to receive
And I'm being very clear on what we're doing. As long as we give you what you asked for, that's all that matters. Go ahead.
No, Tiffany. This is your problem. You're overstepping your authority. You don't have any authority over the board of trustees. You don't. You have no authority over them. If they say they wanted everything via email or electronically, you must produce it electronically. Just like what that budget that they put out, and it was 100 pages, and then they only printed out 10 other pages. And then they said, oh, you could access this drive on such and such. And then you go to the website. They probably got it on there now, but back then, when they went over the budget, it wasn't even on there. So Keith Price is gonna ramble on and go sit down. And he's talking. Him and Chris Gonzalez got into a screaming match.
Her request for transparency.
Mm-hmm.
And she chose to cancel those meetings.
Okay, excuse me, can I be recognized?
Hold on, let him finish this. Okay.
As far as your email thread, got her email of her request right here. I got her thanking Robert for sending it. And then she come back after she left the clerk and sent another email that she'd rather have them in email form. After 2 weeks ago, she said it was too large and she couldn't download it. It's obvious. And it's sad because this township is not in bad shape. And all this misconception, it's just sad that they're doing this and the township is in better shape than it was.
Okay, can I be recognized now?
Yeah, great.
All right, let me be very clear. So at one point in time, yes, I did take text messages and different things from Keith Price, but things have changed. And I have said on many occasions, via text, via email, that the way I would like the administration to communicate with me is via email. When you email a person, there's accountability. Yes, I have scheduled meetings with different department heads, with the finance director, but there is no account that you can keep in having conversation with people. I like the conversation regarding township business to be sent via email. That's accountable conversation. That's transparency, because you can always go back to see what I said or what the other person said. I do not feel comfortable having any private conversations with anybody because it's a matter of he say, she say. Email holds you accountable. And that's why I want all of the information that I asked for from administration to be sent via email. Yes, I came to get those, but I have requested previously before Rob sent those documents that all information be sent via email. Now, yes, the way I'm talking, no, I have a lot of things that I requested that I did not get. And I can go down the list of emails that I sent to different department heads and I have yet to receive anything. I asked for the Nation Builder contract. I asked for information for outreach department. I've asked for information for media department. I've asked for information for so many things and I have yet to receive that information.
I'm going to shut that down too.
And so again, I want to make sure that there's transparency and accountability in the conversations I have, and that's it. I'm not going back and forth.
I don't want to go back.
Okay, go ahead.
She did send.
Yeah, why don't you stand right there so that
I twisted my knee again. She did send.
No, you can't stand up because you too fat. That's why you can't stand up. You too fat. And then you going around bullying people. You only do that to women.
Request for those documents.
Pick up on our record, so you have to stand back, Mike. I'm sorry.
There's no mic up there. Sorry. She did send those requests. I think those requests came in Saturday. Everybody was off, and she demanded, and Sunday. No, I'm talking to the public, not you. Those requests came in Saturday and Sunday while everybody was off, and she requested she have all that information by 3 p.m. on Monday. It's putting a burden on the staff to have to try to pull all these documents that she's requesting, along with the plethora of FOIA information that's coming into this township. For her to do that, that's really outstepping her scope of work. She's a legislator. She can get all the information. We do not.
That's not outstepping her scope of work. And what is he talking about? This is why I said this is a nail in Tiffany Henyard's coffin. She hired Keith Price to do the administrative work, and he don't even know what's going on. He doesn't. He doesn't know what's going on.
I don't want to hide any information from you. So to send Those
And then you talking about a township that receives federal dollars. Of course, they want to keep guardrails on the budget. I don't know why they didn't have it prior to Tiffany Henyard coming, but I guess Frank Zuccarelli didn't act a damn fool with the spending.
type of requests on a Saturday and a Sunday and demand them by Monday is unreasonable. And that's all I'm trying to get everybody to see. It's unreasonable.
There were no demands made. Anybody could.
Okay, Trustee, you said you didn't go back before you're done.
You said
Anybody could have.
Okay, Trustee.
When did we receive the list of bills? When do we receive the list of
We
bills?
received them on Sunday.
Exactly.
Yes.
So there you go.
You got them Sunday.
On Sunday.
When's the meeting? Tuesday?
Okay.
They received the list of bills. This is why I said Keith Price is lying. They just said, Chris Gonzalez just said, when did we receive the list of bills? They received it on the Sunday. So she emailed me back, I need to receive the receipts for this list of bills. That's not asking for much. The problem is with Dalton Village and Thornton Township, they're not doing their job. You know, the trustees are going to ask to see the receipts. You know that they're going to do that. So why don't you present the receipts with the budget or with the, the spending that they want approved? Why wouldn't you do that automatically? Because they're hiding stuff. They don't believe in transparency.
What does the law say? What's the difference? What does the law say?
She said you got on Saturday, but that's a problem. But we get on a Sunday, that's okay. No.
Y'all games y'all playing, y'all full of shit.
Exactly.
You're full of shit.
All right, so
That's what you are.
all right, so we're going to end discussion.
You had your bills on time as governed by law. Also,
That's a quick turnaround, just like you just said. That's a quick turnaround, like you just said.
You looking at
Well, you're gonna get her
we bring
information.
all her stuff out.
Well, you could, but it's you said it was.
Now you defending your co-defendant with whatever conspiracy y'all got going on. And it's obvious.
We got the bills on Sunday, right? We got the bills on Sunday. That's the bottom line, right?
Sunday, you can look at them Monday, you can look at them Monday too.
Okay, are y'all done? All right, just so y'all know, the law is within 48 hours. As long as you got your package, got your documentation, it's within 48 hours. Now,
But the package should be with the actual receipts. Your Keith Price, that's another red flag, his temperament. You're saying you're cussing out a trustee because they don't agree with you. And you just got in the position yesterday. You don't know what's going on. All you know is, oh, what should I do or what you want me to do? That's what he's telling Tiffany. Tiffany is, he's asking Tiffany this. So he goes to the meeting to act a fool. Like I said, this is a very, very bad situation. And I believe Tiffany Henyard, she just sealed the deal. She won't be reelected if the cops don't come in or arrest her prior to the election time.
Your job as trustees is to read it, go over it, understand it, ask questions, and get an understanding before we get to the board meeting and put on the show like we're doing. At the township, we never had this problem. Trustee Carmen knows that because she sat on the other side. It amazes me that all of a sudden she has a problem now when she was in the administration doing the exact same thing and the exact same process that the administration is doing today. So just pay attention to when people are playing all the tricks and not doing the government job, which is your duty. Your duty is to make sure you understand the invoice, make sure you got the supporting documentation for it, and move forward. But to constantly come to a board meeting and not pay people for the service they've done, that's not right. Last board meeting, for those fake news outlets that went here, basically this board did not pay for the general fund. And people sat here and cried out for them to pay them because they did the work. But y'all didn't cover that. I see that on the news. When trustees are doing wrong and not taking care of the people, that is wrong. But y'all spin the narrative into something that is not. So you guys still don't want to move forward paying any of the bills in the general fund. That is my question.
We wanted to use
No, Tiffany. No, you it's your fault. You should have got board approval before you start spending all this money. It's totally your fault. You hired these people without board approval and you thought it was your own personal piggy bank. And now you're trying to blame the board of trustees for doing their job.
So we have meetings on Tuesdays. Is there a day with the previous week that we could pick, that we could set to review the bills?
Trustee, y'all already have the bills. Do you want to pay the bills on the general fund?
The public needs to know.
Dude, they already know. Stop.
They don't need to know.
Our meeting is on
So that's
Tuesday.
a no then.
We're here.
That's a no.
We had time to review.
A week before
My
we
question
get
is,
to the
are you
date
having
to review invoices.
Point of order. Is there a motion on the floor to pay the general fund? Is there a motion on the floor? Do y'all want to pay anybody? for the general fund. Y'all don't want no staff, nobody to get paid. Nobody. So we're gonna play that game again. By motion that we pay the bills for the general fund. Is there a second? Is there a motion and second? Call the roll.
Trustee Jones, Trustee Gonzalez,
No.
Trustee Gray Everett,
Yes.
Trustee Carlisle,
No.
Supervisor Henry.
Yes. All right, so as you
Motion
see,
failed.
it's been a tie once again. They chose not to pay the people, the employees, the people here at the township. So make sure y'all talk about trustees. Next, is there a motion to pay the general assistant fund? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Trustee Gray Everett,
Yes.
Trustee Carlisle,
No.
Trustee Gonzalez,
No.
Trustee Jones, Supervisor Henry.
Yes.
Motion failed.
All right, so just so y'all learn the rules, like y'all just come and say no. General assistance fund and road and bridge fund always get paid. Y'all do know that. That's why y'all should learn y'all position while y'all sitting here saying no.
No, Tiffany. That's why it's a vote. That's why it's a vote. Just because it always happened in the past, that don't mean it's supposed to happen in the future. That's why it's a vote. Oh, come and learn your job to be a sheep. Oh, they already always approved it before. Who cares? Just because they approved it before, that doesn't mean it was right.
For paying staff, cameras, news, fake news. Make sure y'all get this. They sitting here voting not to pay people that have done a job that sometimes work check to check. They need their money, and they're playing politics. Stop. Now you know what we should do? We shouldn't pay y'all money because y'all included in there.
For
So y'all
real.
should get y'all check.
Yes.
You should hold your check. You should hold y'all check.
Hold
For real.
your
Because
check.
y'all- let me tell you something.
They need to talk to you.
Yes.
They need to talk to you.
Y'all just playing. They got giving people a fee. Y'all playing. Y'all the one not voting for me.
You're the one that's holding this up.
But just make sure y'all pay attention. This is cool though.
So once
Next,
again,
is there a
can we
motion
set a date
to
the week
pay
before
the
the
road
meeting
and
to
bridge
review
fund? Is
statements?
there a motion? Is there a second? Second. Been motion and second. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Who seconded?
I did. You know they're not gonna pay nothing, so you know.
Trustee Carlisle,
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
Trustee Gray Everett,
Yes.
Trustee Jones, Supervisor Henry.
Yes. Y'all
Motion
pay the road and
passed.
bridge fund. Three things on it, huh?
Well, they saw that bill. They know what that bill is about. So of course they're going to pay the bill. Like I said, Tiffany Henyard is full of crap. I'm trying to get to.
Go ahead. Keep
And I just wanted to state for the record, saying that you all received the bills on Sunday. I commend Clerk Wells and her deputy clerks for the work that they do. They're gonna always make sure you all get your bills and stuff on time. So to even act like that, it's just sad. And Trustee Gonzalez, you've been on the board for quite some time. From what I heard, you were assessor before that. If you don't know 60 ILCS and how you can set up a lead and review all bills and invoices with the clerk, it's right. If I have to send you that, I will. If I
Well,
need to
let's set
edit
that
that
up going
forward,
forward.
you can set it up with the clerk.
Okay,
That's
let's
so,
do that.
so when you aim it over here to try to push your narrative, that's something that you should know that you set up with the clerk and the deputy clerk. But again, 6 years of butt, saying yes to anything and not questioning nothing. I'm just tired of the game.
You need to learn because I haven't been here 6 years.
Whatever years you've been, you don't know.
Well, you should learn that. You should learn before you talk.
You don't know the rules.
learn
Let's
before you
get to the
talk,
fact that you don't know the rules to the seat you sit in.
I know the rules.
Well, you would call the clerk and you would set up a meeting.
Well, once again,
At
like you
60
just said in the
ILS
past, that hasn't had to be the case. But now,
Because you said yes to
now everything's got to be a shell game. Now everything's got to be the shell game.
I'm just tired of the game.
Okay.
All right, so next on the agenda is there a motion to approve 3 additional contractors for the lawn mowing and maintenance service at $35 per lawn? Is there a motion? Is there a second? Is there a second? Trustees?
I understand it was established that they was going to accept the same amount of money that was presented in the last bid.
And then my understanding.
And that's what we asked them to do, right?
I would like us to make a motion to amend what you said and just table those items until the next meeting because I would like to see some of our agenda items on the agenda, and then we can again inclusion, equity, and compromise. I think it's time.
We're definitely not going to table anything. Hold on, because just like everybody here knows, people are doing the work. You know that. And for the record, Clerk Worth, Trustee Carmen sat with Stan Brown, drove around with Stan Brown, told him she was okay. with putting this on the agenda to vote for. Trustee Kerman.
I didn't know they were doing this much work.
Yeah, I mean, sure, huh? And Trustee Gonzalez told Stan Brown the same exact thing. Y'all both said it was okay to place this on the agenda for the additional 3 contractors. So it is baffling me that you're sitting here today saying table something and you know the grass still growing. So for 2 more weeks, make that make sense.
Tiffany acts like she doesn't know the contingencies of their agreement. Okay, yeah, we said it was okay to put this table if for next meeting, but we want to put ordinances on spending. We want to have these ordinances on the agenda for the spending. So you can't have one way and not doing, you can't get your way if you don't do what I want to. It's a give and take relationship. I don't know why Tiffany has a problem with putting the ordinances on the agenda. I think it's a bad look for her because she's put ordinances on the agenda, i.e. for that one ordinance that they passed that all the people that's on the board now get the same pay rate. But if somebody outseat them, their pay rate drops, even her position. If somebody outseats her or get her removed from her seat, they pay drops down to $50,000 a year, or it might be $25,000, and she has the pay rate of $300,000 a year. So you put that ordinance on. So why can't you put the other ordinance on to put the guardrail, the spending ordinance on the bill, even with the travel expenses? I think she's just she makes herself look bad when she does this type of stuff. And you keep on talking about using the word transparency. You don't even know what transparency is. You're such a liar.
Residents still need their grass cut. What do we do if you guys keep playing this game, push the can down the road? It don't make no sense. You guys agreed to this. This is why it's on this. So how y'all changing your mind all of a sudden? Y'all told him this. And he came and told us, y'all said y'all wanted on the agenda. So why all of a sudden are you reneging on what you told somebody? Your word all you got. So trustees, do y'all not want to vote for this? Because you know the work still need to get done. So what do you tell the resident? There's no such thing as table something that's in action right now. Grass are growing right now. Grass need to be cut right now. What is y'all plan? Because y'all don't run the day-to-day.
Well, that's kind of the problem. We're trying to figure this out in the middle of the thing.
No, this ain't trying to figure this out. It's been figured out. It was. Trustee, it was. And I just called you. Did you not have a conversation with Stan Brown?
I did.
Then you not tell Stan Brown that you agree with this?
That's what I told him on the table.
No. That's not what you told me.
There's other things going on. There's other things going on since then.
Did you not tell me he's okay with this?
Going on since then. So
Trustee, how do the grass get cut?
So things have changed.
How do the grass get cut? How do we do day-to-day?
Well, once again, people need to come to you. People need to come to you. You're the one that's holding this up.
How does this
You're
get
the one
done?
that's holding things up. They need to come to you.
Trustee, how do we get the grass cut?
We should have been discussing
I
this
just
in
need an
February.
answer. I just need an answer. How
this in
do
February.
we get the job done?
Grass is getting cut.
How do we get it cut?
That's the problem.
How do we get it cut, trustee?
That's the problem.
If you're not gonna allow contractors or people to come in to cut the grass, which you agreed to, why aren't we getting grass
I
cut?
think we need to discuss these ordinances, and then we can take these next steps.
Trustee, this is what's on the agenda. You gotta stick to the
That's why we're
agenda.
taking
The agenda
this.
right
We need to
now
discuss
is
these
something that
ordinances.
you
That's
asked
why
to
we're
put on
tabling
the
it.
agenda.
I
Make it
didn't
make
ask-
sense.
I didn't ask to put
You
this on
guys
the
did.
agenda.
You guys told
I did not ask to
Stan
put this
Brown
on
that
the
you was
agenda.
okay with adding the 3 contractors. He then
Okay,
came
now
up and
we're
told us, he talked to
now we
you,
want to
he
table.
talked to Jerry, he talked to Carmen, he talked to everybody.
And now
And
we
y'all
want
all
to
said
table it.
yes.
Okay, and now we
So
want to table
if
it.
you tabling it
Things
2 weeks,
change.
who cut the grass?
Well,
You
that's
already know he was struggling
well,
the
that's
last
something-
time. You knew he was
that
struggling
takes
the last
leadership
time.
skills. Let's figure this out then.
Okay, don't worry about it. I got it. I'll take care of it. All right, so y'all don't wanna cut grass? For the 18th?
It's seniors grass that they voting not to pay.
It really is.
Why the high schoolers can't cut?
Not,
They are cutting.
Okay, that's
They are cutting.
the high school.
It's
that ain't
700
enough.
yards.
Stop.
It's 700
So
yards.
what we gonna do, trustees? We gonna take care of this or no?
They want the contracts. The kids.
Where's this contract from?
Okay, all right, you out of order. All right, so moving on. Did you,
There was a motion to approve the contractors. There was not a second.
oh, is it the second?
There was a motion to table and a second to table to the next agenda regularly scheduled meeting. That's what's currently there.
Okay. So, we have to go with the.
I'm surprised the lawyer is even talking. Like, you can actually talk. I'm surprised. I thought he was a robot.
Currently, yes, that's what the.
Okay, I'm not for the table, but okay. Go ahead. You gotta call it for the table, then we can motion again for the approval. Okay. All right.
Trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
Upstairs and get my phone.
Trustee Carlisle,
Yes.
Trustee Gray Everett,
No. I
Trustee
believe that
Jones.
we should have seniors.
Supervisor Henyard.
No.
Motion failed.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the contracts? Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Do you know what's really fun?
Yeah. So they're not going to pay the what is it? The grass bill. The grass bill that they spent 3 hours arguing about last week or a couple of weeks ago in that special board meeting. You know what? I'm not surprised by all this. Tiffany Henyard is she likes to do a lot of gaslighting and condescending tone with the way she talks to people, and then she expects to get her way. You know, this is not surprising to me.
A motion and second, call her.
Trustee Gonzalez.
No.
Trustee Gray Everett.
Yes.
Trustee Carlisle.
No.
Trustee Jones. Supervisor Henyard.
Yes.
Motion failed.
Okay. All right, moving on. So residents, when you see this, and you're out in the public, and you see why grass is not getting cut, it's due to your board of trustees playing politics once again. They asked for this to be on this agenda. They okayed it with the department head, Stan Brown, and told him that they was for it. They even took Carmen in the car with him and drove and showed him her exactly what he does.
Okay, Tiffany. Chris Gonzalez said it was new information. Okay, so you can't bully your way into a vote. They said no. Stop trying to bully people. We're going to bypass this supervisor report because it's just Tiffany rambling. This one public commentator comes up and talks to Carmen Carlisle, and she's basically saying, how can we trust you? Because not too long ago, you was doing what Tiffany was doing.
I'm not a release.
You can't get a sign in before.
My comment is strictly for you, Carmen. I'm confused as to how you figure or feel like you're trustworthy. You rode on a coattail of Henyard for a while. She's put you in that seat, but yet you sit here and you want to act like you're so righteous now. Like, what makes you feel like anybody can trust you when you were with her? So if she's not to be trusted, why the hell should we trust you? It's like, in street terms, it's like you flip-flop like a reneging gang member, like you're GD now, I'm vice lord, I'm with this person. Like, you don't know what I don't know about the rest of these people, but you sitting up there declining and not paying bills, there's enough for me to even give you a chance. So with that being said, everybody paying this word unasked, you need to unask that seat. Anybody needs to unask the seat, you need to use that.
I was supposed to speak, and I'll just touch on the, and I do apologize, I twisted my knee earlier. Stan Brown was ready to quit this township because people were playing and not paying the grass vendors because he takes such pride in the senior lawn service. Stan came to me, I said, well, Stan, you know what we gotta do. They say they wanna be included. I would tell you, since you're over the program, to reach out to each one of them, talk to them, see if they're going to pay these other vendors that you need. If they go down to the $35, which one to be it per lawn. He did it. He said he rode around with Miss Carmen. He said he talked to Mr. Jones. He said he talked to everyone. I said, well, if you talk to everyone, then we'll put it on there. You shouldn't have a problem. He said he told them he did not want to put these people on this list and start them cutting if they were going to play with these people money. And then they come here and don't pay the people that cut the senior lawns. It's sad. And at some point, the public has to really see the truth. When the smoke clears, that's what it is. Smoke in mirrors. We've given people what they asked for.
Shut up, Keith. Just shut up. He just yapping and not saying nothing. You know how somebody, you're trying to say stuff with conviction. You're saying what you're saying with conviction, so that means people are going to believe you, what you're saying? No. It's really sounds ridiculous.
We can deal with that after we're done.
No, we can,
That was up
I'm asking a
top.
question
You
right
did
now.
something to say.
I have a question right now.
Again, for the record, we will give
It's
you all-
already there.
It's there.
So
They have it.
It's been a motion and a
You just took it
second.
from them, though.
It's been a
So
motion
you
and a
are you gonna
second.
give it back?
I took it.
It's right there. It's right there.
Call it.
So they don't have it.
They can have it. They'll have it. They'll have, set your meeting up, they'll have it.
Trustee
Set your
What's
Carlisle.
meeting
the,
up,
I have a question, what's the process for ordinances to be put on the agenda?
Trustee Carlisle.
What else?
Trustee Gray Everett.
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez.
No,
Trustee Jones. Supervisor Henry.
Slow, you wanna go home? Slow. Yes, I'm ready to go.
can't
Thank
answer
you.
questions. That's the public needs to know.
I answered it several times.
That's exactly what they need to know.
I answered it several times. All right? No one has had any. I'm not gonna keep pushing the narrative, bro. And I always be respectful.
What's the have here? What's the process for ordinances?
You don't know the process?
What's the process?
Did y'all submit it past the time that it was, that it was posted?
We got it before the bill.
Talk to the clerk. We got it.
So the clerk will put it
It
out?
was posted. So it was posted. The meeting was already posted. Y'all sent it in late. The meeting was already posted.
I guess this guy is the contractor that's mowing the lawn. But this is the problem, that the conflict that she creates. We gave you this contract to mow the lawn per se, but the contract to mow the lawn was for the kids. They were supposed to hire kids, but apparently they don't have enough kids to keep up with the lawn maintenance. So they hired this contractor, and since it didn't get board approved, they're not paying it. And now this contractor is at the meeting. I guess that was the guy that was mad, and he was clapping in the background. Now he's mad at specifically Chris Gonzalez because he didn't approve the bill. That to me is ridiculous. Why are you approaching me because you didn't get your bill approved? Because of Tiffany Henyard's doing in her administration, or some of the people or the heads of the department that's just going willy-nilly, just spending all kinds of money. And now they're trying to put guardrails on the spending, and they have a problem with that. I agree with the guy being upset. And I agree, if it's always they've done this in the past, yeah, it's really not my problem. But I believe the only way this guy may get paid is he might have to sue Thornton Township. I'm surprised, even though the film person that's doing the social media and stuff, they might likely have to sue Thornton Township just to get their money, because those are the things that wasn't approved. Chris Gonzalez, he's going to talk to the news people.
That's right. Playing with my bread.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
Can you come here and talk about these ordinances? You thought they'd be on the agenda tonight?
Yes, I'm sorry. Are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, can we just do it all at once, please?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Here, let me put this down real quick.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I met you before.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
It's been a while, yeah.
Yes. This is still on.
Chris. Sorry, got credit, huh?
Are they in your shot? They can move.
Yeah, if I'm in your shot, let me know.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, they move.
So you sent an agenda earlier.
Oh, it was early in the week. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember exactly what Trustee Carlisle sent it out. We sent some, if I remember correctly, it was about 5 ordinances. Majority had to do with fiscal responsibility, trying to create a little more structure and a little more transparency. The other ones were to give some protection to the employees. It was in plenty of time to be put on the agenda. Obviously, you saw it was not on the agenda. So right now, we're voting no because there's no transparency, there's no checks and balances, and that's what we're looking for. So it's not obviously that we don't want people to get paid. We want people to get paid, but we need to do it properly and in the correct way, and that's not being done. Like I said, we got the bills on Sunday, which legally is correct, but at the same time, they're saying we didn't get our stuff in enough time when it was in It's either Wednesday or Thursday. But, so make it make sense. It's not, so we weren't in enough time, supposedly, but Sunday's okay to do something. It doesn't make sense. And there's just holding hostage, using pawns the employees and the vendors. It's just the bottom line, and that's sad. That's just truly sad. It's just the lack of leadership. Like, we could have just ended the conversation today if they would have just said, hey, come in on Monday morning, we'll have everything you want. We come in and do that, we could schedule a meeting, and we just go forward from there. But obviously that wasn't the case. It's all this deflection and, there's this and there's that. No, like I said, we could have, Monday, Tuesday, we could just say, hey, come in, we'll go through all these bills, line by line, page by page. It's just not the case. It's not what they're looking to do.
So will you get those ordinances on, will you call it a special meeting of just the trustees to get those
I'm not
ordinances
sure
put in
yet.
place?
What the route would be. That would probably be the best thing, because once we get that in place, we could, and then between that and getting a good look at the bills, then we can have a meeting. There still may be some bills, especially initially in this first one, that we would take out. We would request to be taken out. But once again, we'd probably go right back into the same situation where, we could probably be too tight. We have questions about
So you don't think you have a majority?
Right now, well, the way it was today, no, we did not. Obviously, no, everything ended up getting too tight. So,
have you spoken with Jerry Jones?
Recently, I have not.
It was just this very.
Did you hear the guy in the background? I guess that's the guy who mows the lawn and that was talking to Chris Gonzalez. Unfortunately, for some of these contractors and some of these new business owners that Tiffany is hooking up, they don't know the process when you do work for the city government. Usually when the city government or a township or whatever, a municipality, if they contract you for work, usually you have a purchase order agreement for that said work. They have to vote on to whether or not do the work. Hey, we're going to put out a bid notification for lawn maintenance. And then that bid notification is supposed to go out to the public. And I think they're doing stuff illegally, because you're not just supposed to award somebody a contract without posting a bid notification, especially if the bid is over a certain amount. So that's one. I don't know how it is in the state of Illinois, but usually with any municipality, they have some type of ordinance. Hey, you have to do a bid notification, a public bid notification, so people could come in and bid on this particular contract if that said work is over, let's say, $20,000. Then once that is approved, okay, we accepted all the bids. We're going to vote on this one particular one. They prices look good. This is on approved a vendor list. Now we're going to tell that contractor it's okay for you to do the work, but you need to stay within this amount. That's another thing that they pointed out with that particular contract. Hey, you're not just going to build a township for 30 grand for these vacant lots or city lots or whatever, senior housing. You're not going to overbill us. That's enough. And then they will go in. Oh, we said we want them to keep it under 10 grand a month. And now we got a bill for 25,000 grand. So that's another thing. So, it's like I said, it's unfortunate that some of these new business owners got hooked up with Tiffany and they don't really know the process of working with city government.
I'd heard one of the other trustees had talked to him, and he had said he wasn't going to be in attendance. I don't know, the exact reason.
Chris,
Yes.
I personally am not here very often. We walked in the middle of this meeting, so I'm still playing catch up a little bit. So my understanding is that you had asked for some information.
And some ordinances to be put on the agenda.
And it was supposed to happen within 48 hours, and it did technically happen, but did you not have time to review the stuff? Or what exactly was the issue?
The combination of things. Yeah, time to review it, and then also, like I said, wanting to have those ordinances in place and be ready to go forward. That would help with the bills, because a lot of it was about spending the ordinances. So
you wanted a better look at what was on the plans?
And to have the ordinances so there's a little more structure in place. So those are the reasons that we voted no. We voted no for the general fund and the general assistance bills.
So there are obviously people out there like this gentleman who may not be paid. And what do you have to say to those people?
Well, we could get something done. If they're willing to cooperate, we could get it done. Today's Tuesday on it. We could get it done. But it takes the cooperation, and like I said, at the end of the meeting, it takes leadership. It takes communication. Like I said, they could have just said, hey, We could do it tomorrow. But that's why I asked the question, will the clerk have the bills? Yes, but then no. You know, they could get them. Well, either they have them or they don't.
This was the question you were trying to ask at the
Yeah,
end
correct.
of the meeting.
But it's just that constant shell game. It's, you know.
So is the problem that there are some bills you don't want to pay that get mixed in with the general?
Yeah, right now we don't have a budget in place going forward. So I don't feel that we should be paying for things in the future going out, especially when it comes to things like entertainment things. Let's get our budget, common sense budget in place first. Then we could discuss those things. But right now, I mean, we don't have a problem obviously paying the light bill, you know, things like of that nature, insurance bills. But if there's zero cooperation, it's just kind of, right now we're just at that crossroads because it's only going to get worse. You know.
The last time we were here, I know it was said tonight that, you know, Tiffany Henyard was saying when she took over there was a deficit, now there's a surplus. I think she said of $6 million. The last time I was here, you hadn't really had a chance to look at any of the financials. Has any of that changed? Have you been given access to those at all, or no?
No. All I've seen was the budget that they would propose going forward. As far as like what we have and what we really don't have, no, I have not seen that. You know, on paper, black and white. You know, here it is. I have not seen.
Do you think any of the other trustees have?
That I don't. I really don't know. You know, and then, you know, I've said it before. You know, we've got trustees voting yes for things, and it's like, so either you're saying something and I'm not, or if that's not the case, then you're voting on something you're not saying either. Neither's right. So that's kind of to the root of all our problems here. You know, it's just like I said, it's a shell game. It's like, you know, don't look at this, don't look at this. You know, we're going to talk about all this deflection, and that's just not the way to go. You know, so.
I'm good if you guys.
Thank you for your super chat, Sneaker Conversation. Why do business with Thornton and Dalton? Yeah, I wouldn't. But you know, like I said, you have some business owner, and I feel sorry for the guy in the back. He's probably new in business. And maybe Thornton Township is probably one of his biggest contracts. So he's probably paying, he probably got a lot of people dedicated to Thornton Township working. And now he's going to probably not be able to pay those people unless majority of his business is from elsewhere. Then you won't be stressing about it. But he seems pretty stressed about not getting paid. So that leads me to believe that, number one, he's new to the game. And number two, majority of his business is coming from Thornton Township.
Guys are good. My hands are about to fall off the microphone. Right,
so,
Chris.
according to the township structure, though, trustees could call their own meeting.
Yes.
The supervisor technically reports to the trustees, right?
Yes, correct.
So you could call a meting, you could pass these ordinances if you had a majority.
Well, it depends who shows up.
Right.
If we call a meeting, but there's only two of us, then that's not a quorum, so we really can't get anything done. That's why I said we're kind of at that crossroads, unfortunately, where something's got to give. You know. Yeah.
And have all the trustees seen those ordinances that you're presenting? Has Supervisor Henyard?
It was sent out to.
So they know what's in there.
Yeah,
have they expressed any objections? I mean, it seems pretty.
I haven't heard any feedback. You know, other than Trustee Carlisle was the one that put it together. Well, I mean, with the help of the attorney, you know, put them together. But I mean, I haven't heard any feedback from anyone else. You know, meaning the administration, any other trustees besides Trustee Carlisle. So, yeah, so like I said, those are the things we want them on. And, I mean, it's not to say it might not even pass, but once again, let's put it to a vote. You know, I mean, if you're going to vote against protecting your employees, your own very own employees, you know, once.
And I agree. Put it to the vote. Carlotta Trouble, you do have a point. Gonzalez always props himself up anytime he speaks, so it's not from concerns. It's always self-serving. I believe. Remember, this was months ago. I don't know if you guys know about the history of Chris Gonzalez and Tiffany Henyard's relationship. Before Tiffany was voted in, and they needed his vote to appoint Tiffany. He was totally against Tiffany Henyard. Only reason why he changed his vote because he ended up getting a $50,000 contract to paint City Hall in the village of Dalton. So as far as my concern is, Chris Gonzalez is, you know, you're doing a job now, but come on now. If you was against Tiffany, you against Tiffany. Don't pay for play. You shouldn't have put her in the office. You knew, you had the foresight that this girl is a nut job. You knew that she was going to be a disaster. That's why you was voting. You wasn't for her. You didn't want her in that position. Jerry Jones was reluctant to put her in a position. But all those people, I don't know if Chris Gonzalez was on the list to get the Thornton Township, but I think Jerry Jones was one of the people that he wanted the position, and somebody else. But they all got 1 or 2 votes. For some reason, miraculously, Tiffany was able to, since she was the mayor of the village of Dalton, she was able to play. The other lady that's on the board, her husband died, and this is rumors, from what I'm told, Tiffany Henyard paid for the funeral, her husband's funeral. So that's why she got her vote, and votes for the most of the time. That's why she's always voting Tiffany's way. Tiffany paid to be in that seat, and now you're mad at her. So I totally agree with you, Carlotta. Yeah, I don't know if it's self-serving now, but it was self-serving in the beginning. You trying to maybe you're trying to clear the path of your wrongdoing, clear your tarnished image, and hopefully people will forget how Tiffany got in the office. It's mainly because of your vote. If you would have voted no, she would have never got in there. Anyway, you guys, that's it. That's it. You guys put in the chat. Let me know what you think. What can I say more about Thornton Township and the village of Dalton? I think it's a big mess. It's a train wreck. I think Thornton Township is going to be worse than village of Dalton, because you actually have people at the village of Dalton that actually knows what they're doing. And I'm not talking about the board of trustees. They know what they're doing. But even Keith, the administrator, even though he was so devious, he actually knew what was going on. Keith Price, he doesn't have a clue. He doesn't have a clue. And then now she got Michael Smith. I don't know what capacity he's working in, but you got all these fake ass preachers that's running, trying to be in the position of power, and all they doing is just bullhorning or echoing what Tiffany is saying. Tiffany said, "Oh, this is this way." They're just repeating in a stern manner. "Oh, this is this way. We're not even in a deficit." You probably don't even know how to read numbers, Keith. You don't know what numbers are. I doubt if you graduated any college. You just bark a lot. Anyway, that's it, you guys. You guys let me know what you think. Remember, like, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.